emerging from a cocoon into a caterpillar, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. The metamorphosis is here, it's live. Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis, word, sound and power, music, drumming, current affairs, everything to grow and lift up your mind. Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis, creating beauty and stimulating change from a constant supply of relevant knowledge and information.
No more youths and youths for sale. We get wise and don't decide to change their style. Bobby wrong, keep your empty promises and your crooked smile. Metamorphosis, come with your thoughts, change your way of thinking. Metamorphosis, the change begins with you.
Black men apartheid, black men of Ethiopia, Timbuktu, Alexandria, gave the light of civilization to this world. Ethiopia shall stretch forth our hands unto God, and princes shall come out of Egypt.
I and I, son of the Most High, Jah Rastafari.
Keep listening.
Your range, can't
judgment I tell you. Can't cool, can't quench. Everlasting burning fire. Babylon get drenched, y'all. Can't cool, can't quench. Ethiopia, mature desire. Babylon, they know is it you get your food to eat and yet you find it hard to feed another youth that come up at your feet. They know is it you always a strive and yet you find it hard to show another get so you tough to survive. That's why your King Selassie I will praise. Run the tell Pharaoh, him city they go bless. Me know a king or a star right up on the throne. Babylon, we the dash brimstone. The one your name can't cool, can't quench. Everlasting burning fire. Babylon your rent, y'all. Can't cool, can't quench. Africa my true heart desire. Black clearance. Can't cool, can't quench. Everlasting burning fire. Babylon your rent. Can't cool, can't quench. Africa my true heart desire. Red judgment.
Metamorphosis.
In the pit. Them judge and them jury just green and a grit and all them police and them soldiers said them ready and fit. The sniper the Blak say him not shoot and miss the Black Christ kingdom. Stand for equal rights and justice.
Challenging.
True human rights.
Investigating. Transforming.
Well, Rasta drops the yaga in the bottomless pit. Now follow the evil mama gun, you spank you real quick. Well, that's another fire. One's on public, me telling them cease from no war and wickedness. In a funny case, I need them gun finger, them go deep. And that's about them a vote all that one them
confusion. Metamorphosis in the confusion.
Babylon your rent, can't cool, can't quench. Everlasting burning fire. Red judgment I tell you. Can't cool, can't quench. Everlasting burning fire. Babylon get drenched, y'all. Can't cool, can't quench. Ethiopia mature desire. Yeah, man, black people should know that it is
Greetings, Metamorphosis. Tinastilin. Still working towards that power of identification. That's its foundation to unification. Still searching.
Right now, me tell them send I innocent blood a spill. Blak of the covenant, Babylon a kill. Them want Rasta tune, them no got no power nor will. Them want that crown, Mama Pearl and Jewel. I tell you that the scepter shall not depart until the golden globe represent the earth fill. This man was born here, prophecy they fulfill. Stretch you on to Ethiopia, Mount Zion Hill. You never get the win, could I never get the nil. And I tell you this I dig down Babylon like a power drill. When fear raw, them your fire can't chill. Repatriation, Babylon, me melt your hill.
Greetings. Dr. Iman Blak here, your host for the Metamorphosis. Give thanks to all those who are listening and those who are part of the consciousness outside mainstream, working to build towards consensus and to manifest a new way of thinking. This new way of thinking will be an essential part of the revolution, being used fearlessly. Must hail up the visitors from Florida who are at Styles FM. Are they still here? They're here for Confusion. So we say, hail from the Metamorphosis. We appreciate love, the energy and the contribution that the item making into Port Antonio, the various aspects of social life without much fanfare, but much confusion tomorrow. So we like what's happening, and we're hearing the people in St. Mary and asking them to come forward and come and meet the Styles people them live and live in red, green, and gold. We're also encouraging the people them from St. Thomas. And just I hear about Styles through the media, and antennas are up and things now. And if you come in now, come touch the people them live. come say all the voices we're hearing on Saturday morning, and the man them was say some things at evening time, and the people them was say certain things at night time. This is the time to synergize. And if you do even come from any of these confederation parishes, town not far from here, so you know. So to make a run cross. Bay Villa, just on the outskirts of Port Antonio. Very picturesque scene. And the music will be in fine form, covering decades with some of the best of the spinners. But them call themselves Cassidy. They have a special name for themselves, some kind of technical name. Digital T is them same is like the ingenious Digital T, and who else we have there on the highlight? And the smooth sailing and smoothie. Wow, we can't leave out smoothie, man, and smoothie girls. So hear me now, people. Metamorphosis never usually I talk about anything there, but it's a truth real, and it's a part of the movement of Styles FM. We never tell you about the appearances they made of some special people coming in, maybe all by a parachute, me I'll tell you the way the thing going get steep. You Sister P? Anyway, just let's put it in and hope that the people in Port Antonio and the adjoining areas come to this great event put on by Styles FM and the management team, and we hail Hewell and Jacko and all the people that are in front of this. I hope the audience come now and back way up. So, yes, so give you a sound. We'll come into it now. No more serious. Yes, this is Styles FM, 96.1, 96.5, 96.7 on the dial, www.stylesfm.com. And so we are connected locally, regionally, hailing all the people in the islands and the various things that are in the Caribbean, really hailing the people in the Antilles. And then we connect to the North American continent and all the listeners from North, South, East, and West, and Central America, North America, Canada, all the people in them spaces there. And of course, across the Atlantic, and we're going to look into the people of the UK and the European people and the African people in the greater continent, the Asians, the people down under. Styles FM is all over. Just like we can't all know at Fan Fusion. So say, first come, first serve. So move towards what we're dealing with. Now, within the movements, there are things that are happening that are pressing on the consciousness of people globally, particularly people of African orientation, because there is a movement originating out of Europe that has deep implications for black people generally. And just like the movement that started in the 1500s to enslave African people, there's another movement in the same direction, but in a different time. And we don't want to be reading about this. We don't want our children to read about this in a certain way. We need to be active and deal with what's happening. So there's an assault globally on the moral universe that Africans have been introduced to in the West. This moral universe is governed by principles of good and evil. And within that moral universe, good is supposed to over evil. And that has been the philosophy, that has been the ideology, that is what has been taught and preached and drilled in, that is the way of the world, that Western world that black people have been imprisoned within. That imprisonment is both physical and psychological.
My roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled. Oh, my roots, my history, talk about my culture. yes, my people, my roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled.
Now, this force that I'm speaking of that has gathered much pace and momentum has been in a closet. It has been in the closet for decades. This force that has now come out. It was closeted, but there's evidence of its presence in America, particularly in the 70s. And right forward, when we look through history, European history, it goes right through America, goes through England, it goes through Rome, it goes into Greece. There's a continuity within this type of culture. And it is now at a point where it was always closeted, particularly since industrialization, 1700s, 1800s, very closeted. And the Bible culture took over and Christendom demanded certain behaviors now. And, you know, King James Version of morality now became the standard. And even within that book now of King James, there are certain moral orders that were maintained. And so of that book now, we really get our teachings about this moral order. This book now is the Bible. And this moral universe that we are taught about is controlled by a morally good God who has always been opposed by an evil devil. But this morally good God has outlined words. And these words now are being classified as the words of God, and they are put into a book. And it is given to us that it is men who were inspired that got these words from God, and these words that these men put in this book is the words of God, and there's no other word, and it is the truth and the only truth. So help them God. Let them tell me about that book.
One thing I know for sure, my roots I'll never forget. I always remember the road I traveled.
So our moral foundation tells I that the essence of civilization is our society, then it is people. And the essence of a people comes down to really the female and the males, the genders that make up the population. So we always hold that within the moral order there's a male and a female to maintain a balance and to maintain a type of harmony. What we're finding now in this present time is that this attitude and this orientation that has now become formalized and become something legal in certain countries is